it's Kalia Monique. My first name's Kalia, my middle name's Monique. It's Kalia Monique, and today I have my 2022 most anticipated releases for you all. Yes, we're excited. We're late, but we're excited, okay? It was very humbling for me to count out how many books of mine I have not yet read. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to talk about it. It's just so exhausting. Oh my god, no pictures, please. Yelling at them to just leave, get out, like leave now. We don't need to go through all this. Why are you heading towards trauma on purpose? They love you too. You're literally sunshine as a person, but thank you so much. Now, because this video is a little bit light, technically, I mean, as we're in January still, so you know, basically I made it. Because this video is later in January, a few of my anticipated releases have been released, and I have them. I have purchased them and read one of them. But I'm going to mention those very quickly because I still really love, like, even though I have them now, it was something I was very excited for when I first planned out this video, and so I just want to give them their roses. So first up we have Fiona and Jane by Jean Chen Ho. When I tell you guys, I was so excited when I opened up Book of the Month and saw that this was one of the choices. I was like, how did you know? How did you know I wanted to read this so badly? So this book centers around the friendship of two Taiwanese American women and their interactions as immigrants in Los Angeles. Also, it's like talking about their friendship and their unity during like years of friendship, how they navigate relationships together, their experiences as immigrants in Los Angeles. Just so many very intriguing topics that I cannot wait to read. We have Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. This also came out January 4th in the US. Well, I have been waiting for this. For the moment I binged all 3 of the first volumes of Heartstopper, like I was begging to get Volume 4, and I knew that this one touched on more serious topics, so content warnings for discussions surrounding ED and, you know, having ED yourself, but also loving someone with an ED. So it's just, I knew it was going to hit hard, and I knew it was going to hit home, and I read it, and it hit hard, and it hit home. But it was exactly what I needed in that moment. I gave this book 5 stars when I read it. It's an anticipated read. It's an anticipated read for a reason. If you have not gotten your hands on this volume, go get it. If you have not yet read this book, like, what do you call it? If you have not yet read the Heartstopper series, go get it. It is so good. Nick and Charlie are just so sweet and so cute, and I love how going into Volume 4, we're getting a lot more realistic experiences in life. I love it so much. Like I said, these have already been released, and so of course I have my copies. We have Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan. This was released January 11th. Daughter of the Moon Goddess centers around Chinese mythology and is a story of a young woman setting off on a journey to save her mother, which pits her against one of the most dangerous immortal beings there are. Y'all, I love dramas that center around Chinese mythology, and just like, honestly, a lot of East Asian programming. It's just so interesting. Them actors really know how to evoke emotion out of me. The dramas centering around like fantasy worlds and like Chinese mythology, so amazing. The next one is Manifesto on Never Giving Up by Bernardine Evaristo. This came out January 18th. This is Bernardine Evaristo's memoir on her own life and writing and unstoppability, creativity, and activism. I just love it when people like Unstoppability, you caught me. I don't know why that word stuck out to me the most, but it really did, and I'm just so intrigued to get to it when I'm in my like memoir phase of the year that I go through somewhere towards the middle of the year and end of the year. So I'm very interested in getting to that one, hopefully at some point this year. Like, I just want somebody to empower me, and I feel like this is the story to do it. Next up, we have You Don't Know Us Negroes. This is a collection of essays by Zora Neale Hurston, and this was released January 18th as well. You see how there's like a theme of excellence being released on the 18th? I was this close. I was this close to releasing this video before the 18th. This is a collection of essays written by Zora Neale Hurston, spanning 4 decades of her life, touching on a range of issues from the Harlem Renaissance to Black girlhood and the political ramifications of integration. I love Zora Neale Hurston. I admire her so much, and I love her writing, so I can't wait to get to this one. Now y'all know I don't really read synopsis, so I hope that we have a good understanding of how I'm going to be describing these books, because I will not be going into the synopsis of them, but I will be discussing what is drawing me to them. So first up, we have Goliath by Tochi Onyebuchi. I believe, if I'm pronouncing the author's name wrong, I apologize. Goliath is an adult sci-fi taking place in like this dystopian future world. The story takes place from the perspective of Black laborers and white settlers, I believe. What I really love about this is it's said to be very deeply entwined in our real world, and how like race and classism works, in which you can be in the same class, but how your race impacts that, and how you tend to think of each other, and basically just how race has been used historically to pit groups who should be working together against each other. So then they're not focused on the they're not focused on the rich individuals who have all the power and money, and are instead fighting each other. So I am so intrigued. I'm ready to see what this story has to tell us. Next up, coming out in February 22nd, 2022, we have The Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea by XCO. And in this novel, a village sacrifices a lovely maiden to the sea god every year, so that the sea god won't be mad and won't ravage their land with like harsh weather and chaos, and instead will be thankful to them for their sacrifice. Now the only problem, or one of many of the problems with that, is that on the year that this book takes place, the maiden that is going to be sacrificed is the girlfriend or the love of our main character's brother. And so loving her brother and wanting him to be happy, the main character decides to sacrifice herself and to be take the place of his lover, and instead is the one that is sacrificed to the sea god. And now she is in a new realm, interacting with this immortal and powerful being. Next up, I have All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir, and this will be released March 1st. I have a quote here because they said it perfectly, and this is exactly why I am intrigued by the book. And it states, a brilliant, unforgettable, and heart-wrenching contemporary YA novel about family and forgiveness, love and loss, in a sweeping story that crosses generations and continents. Y'all know I love stories that discuss multi-generations. Like, there's just something about that family dynamic and getting to see this perspective of, like, say, the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. That is one of the reasons I really love bestiary. Like, I love it. There's something quite poetic about it, something quite beautiful. Just seeing that generational relationship occur, stunning. Also, the description discusses, like, love and loss. So that tells me that we might have, like, a grief scenario happening here. And I quite enjoy reading books that touch on grief because I've experienced grief, and it's a nice reflective moment. When you lose somebody that is close to you, that you love dearly, you're reminded of them all the time. And so when I read stories that center around grief or have mentions of grief, it can be a very helpful time for me to reflect on my love for that person and how much I miss them and how I've dealt with my grief and how I can better deal with my grief. Next up, we have A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Eileen, and this is released on March 22nd. Again, all I have is a quote for you that really made me want to read this book, and it's literally the first blurb, and it states, "I used to look at my hands with pride. Now all I can think is, these are the hands that killed my mother." I need to know. I need to know. Like, I need to know. I believe I read a little bit further and it says something about her, like, being a poison maker, a witch. Yeah, like a witch that deals in poison and has been, like, taught to work with poison and create poison. And, like, she created an accident that ended up killing her mother. So I'm just intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Like I said, I love books dealing on grief, but we're talking about grief in which you also have, like, the guilt of you feeling like it's your fault. Yes, let's get into it. Oh, also a mother-daughter relationship, a mother-daughter bond. The dynamics between a mother and a daughter, also really love to read. So I'm just very intrigued. We have, like, a mother-daughter relationship. We have discussions of grief. And then we have guilt and feeling like you killed your mom. I don't know. But those first two, those are things I tend to look for in books anyways. Like, mother-daughter dynamics and how they interact with each other. And I wonder if, like, that'll be a part of this book. But also instances of grief. Like I said, I'm still trying to, like, reflect and navigate my own grief, even though it's been, like, many years. I still love the person and miss them dearly, so it's nice to have books that are helping me navigate this time. Next up, also published on March 22nd, is Disorientation by Elaine Hasten Cho. Again, if I mispronounced the author's name, I apologize. Please comment down below if you know how to pronounce these authors' names and I'm pronouncing wrong, by the way. Like, if you can tell me how to pronounce it, because like I said, these are anticipated releases, so when I actually do read the book and want to talk to you all about it, I would like to be saying their names correctly, so let me know. But continuing on with this, like I said, we have Disorientation, and this book follows Ingrid, who is a 29-year-old Taiwanese PhD student who just wants for this to be over with. She is ready to finish her dissertation and be done with this. And she's doing her dissertation surrounding a late poet by the name of Zhao Wen Cho. But as she is doing the research for her dissertation, she accidentally stumbles across some information that kind of makes her think differently about her school and her relationship with her school. In the aftermath, Ingrid's reality is shifted, reevaluating her relationship to white men in white institutions and herself. This is literary fiction. It's supposed to be quite satirical as well, so I'm very interested to see the commentary in this book, because, you know, as a person of color myself that also has had to grapple with my relationship to white institutions during my education. We're not going to get into my romantic life, mind your business, but, like, I get it, sis. I don't know if I get it, but I think I see you. And so I can't wait to read this book. I can't wait. Like, I want to know if what I'm thinking is the truth, and I just want to laugh. Like, that's it. Next up, we have Time as a Mother, and this is a collection of poems by Ocean Vuong, and this comes out April 5th, 2022. This collection of poetry was actually written in the wake of his mother's passing and touches on his grief. It says here, it thoughtfully considers grief both as an emotion and as a sacred act, revisiting the history he shared with his mother and the outstanding family they forged together. Okay, so, I told you guys, I like to read books that touch on grief to help me deal with my grief. And this one's gonna hurt. I know it is. Like, I just know, like, in the wake, oh my god. I know this one's gonna hurt me. And I need to prepare for that for April 5th, because I need it. Like, I need it in my hand. I need it now. Next up, we have one that I feel like I have been waiting for forever, because I have a video idea centered around it. And I've just been waiting. Like, hello, any moment now. And that book is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is coming out May 3rd. Finally. And you know how I do. All I care about is the blurbs. It says here, one summer, two rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. I wonder what that is. maybe love because it's a romance. So I'm assuming Emily Henry is known for her romance writing, especially in the adult genre, and I really want to read it. I want to do an entire video dedicated to reading Emily Henry's books. I have held off on reading People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read because I want to do a date with the author with Emily Henry, and she doesn't have any other adult romance books. So I've just been waiting for this one to come out, and just waiting and waiting. And we're at least in the year. Okay, it's coming, people. We're this close. I can see the finish line. Please. Emily Henry, please. Next up, I have Inheritance by Elizabeth Acevedo. This one will also be released May 3rd, and it is a collection of poems. And it says, in her most famous spoken word poem, author of The Poet X, Elizabeth Acevedo embraces all the complexities of black hair and Afro-Latinidad, the history, pain, pride, and powerful love of that inheritance. Clearly, I'm all about, like, familial relationships and, like, grief this year. Like, this one's not about grief, but there's definitely a theme in the books that I'm most anticipating for 2022, and that is, like, familial relationships and, like, love and grief. Next up, we have one that I am so happy made it across my Explore page on Instagram because it just sounds so cute, and that is Boys Come First by Erin Foley, coming out May 31st. This is a romance. This book is centered around 3 millennial black men navigating love, friendships, and career success in the Motor City. We've had so many books about women doing this stuff. Like, we've had so many books centered around women navigating relationships and, like, female friendships and groups of women that are navigating their romantic relationships and their friendship, and it's like Sex in the City or whatever. Or we've even had one centered around, like, black women as well. But black men? Did I mention they're gay? Did I mention that? It is 3 black millennial gay men navigating love, friendships, and career success in the Motor City. Like, I know we have so much further to go when it comes to, like, representation and just, like, the state of the world, quite honestly. But this makes me so happy. Like I said, written by Erin Foley, comes out May 31st. I'm so excited for this one. This genuinely, when it crossed my Instagram Explore page, like, it warmed my heart because it's like, finally, like, just finally. I'm so happy, so excited, and so proud. I don't even know who I'm proud of, but I'm proud. I'm proud of Erin Foley. That's who I'm proud of. Because thank you. Oh, we're just going to keep getting excited. Okay, next up, we have Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. This will be published July 26th, 2022. This is the 2nd book in Legendborn. Oh my god, there's Legendborn. But oh my god. This book right here, it has shaped the way I look at fantasy novels. And I've yet to read a book yet that quite gives me the feels that Legendborn did. Like, it hit a nerve in me. It hit a place in my heart that I didn't know was empty, but oh my god, did it feel it. I cannot wait to get to Blood Marked. This is gonna be like, oh my god. And have you seen the cover? It's actual black girl magic. It's just, I love it so much. I feel like I'm gonna cry when I read this book. I don't even know why. I don't even know if there's, like, sad moments in this book or if there's something that's gonna be, like, world shattering for me in this book. But my world is shattered by the fact that by the end of this year, I'll be holding this book. Like, I'm so happy. God, I loved Legendborn so much. It is one of my top reads of 2021. That book literally is just so special to me and it has meant so much to me. I cannot wait to continue this series, but I especially cannot wait for the second book to come out this year so I can read it as soon as it comes out. Tracy Dion, I am ready for you to shatter me in my heart, and open my world in my mind to so many possibilities I didn't know were possible, let alone didn't know that I needed. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. What is next? Y'all, I'm broken. I'm over here broken. Because next we have Babel by R.F. Kuang, which will be released on August 18th. Now, this is a dark academia released by the amazing R.F. Kuang, who is known for writing the Poppy War trilogy, which, again, is a trilogy I read last year that shattered my world. Honestly, I read it at the end of 2021, and as I was reading the series, I knew that when I finished it, it was going to leave me in a place where I wouldn't know who I was after I finished it. My emotional state would be broken and shattered, and I would need to find a way to pick myself up out of it. Like, I knew that as I was reading, and I kept going. And I was right. I was shattered. I didn't know who I was. My mind wasn't there anymore. I just, what is reading? What is life? I don't know. Because the Poppy War. Now we have Babel. First of all, why is this cover so freaking gorgeous? It is stunning. It's stunning. I cannot. These books at the end of the list, I need in my hands now because I cannot wait to read it. This is R.F. Kuang stepping her foot into the dark academia world. We needed this. The commentary she had at the very beginning of the Poppy War, when Rin was in school, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm trying to know as little as possible about what this story talks about, but I know it deals with translating works, and the main character is trying to get into a very prestigious school that focuses on translating Latin. I can't wait. I don't need to know much about this book, and I don't want to know much about it. And I hope that I forget what I know by the time the book comes out so that I can just experience it completely blind. This is gonna be such a great time. Now, the final book on this list that has tried me on more than one occasion at this point. But be happy I love you. Because the next, the final, the greatest. That was kind of rude to all the books I listed earlier in this video. But the last book that I am the most excited to get to in 2022, my most anticipated release of 2022, is Omari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. This is the second book in the Omari and the Night. This is the second book following Omari and the Night Brothers. This will now be released on August 30th. I guess, Omari, I held off on creating this video for you to push your date back because we were told it was going to be, what were we told? Because I still have it on here. We were told it was going to be March 31st. Now it's August 30th, and I want this book. Wasn't it supposed to be earlier this year, the first time? I want this book. Do they not know that I want this book? Because I want this book. Am I not showing enough of how badly I need this book? Because Omari is little black girl magic. And I need a little black girl joy right now. But no, I gotta wait until August. It's okay. I'm gonna wait though. Because Omari is, listen, she is the greatest. The Great Game, no. The Great Omari, okay? But seriously, stop messing with my emotions. I've had enough of that at the beginning of 2022. I don't want no more. Stop messing with my emotions. For this to be a happy video, that was very aggressive, and I apologize. But I want it so badly. I want it so badly. We need a little bit of tough love, clearly. Of course, there are many great books coming out this year, but those are, of course, the ones I am the most excited for. At least the ones that I am the most excited for that I know of. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my face, my voice, my actionness, go ahead and press that like button down below and press the subscribe button and bell notification if you like to be notified when I upload. If you would like to stay connected with me as I would like to stay connected with you, go ahead and follow my social medias, which are linked down below as well. And if you like to support this channel further, I'll have my Amazon wish list and my coffee linked down below as well. What are some books you're most excited to get to in 2022? I would love to have that conversation with you all down below. I believe that is everything, although I am probably forgetting something because I always forget something, but bye guys!